Yeah, we showed you the shallow well operations that we drilled in the early 80s, and at that time it was never really used to its fullest capacity. And then when we expanded on our expansion for 4 years, starting in 2006 to 2009, actually 2010, the property doubled in size. So we went from 1.1 million square feet to 2.2 million square feet, and when that happened, our utilities doubled as well. So we looked at geothermal because we already had it here in a shallow well but never really utilized. So we decided to revamp the shallow well operation, and it performed so well for us, meaning it took about 30% of our natural gas loads off our boilers on using that shallow well. That led into feasibility to go into a deeper well operation. Well, under geothermal, you drill down into the deep aquifer and you find the geothermal fluids, which is heat by volcanic rock. So Mother Earth is heating this water. And you bring it up in the wells that you've seen. And we go through heat exchanger, and then we have to inject it in that same aquifer. So if we go to a deep aquifer, we have to inject it in a deep aquifer so we don't contaminate any shallow aquifers or waters. So geothermal is a very controlled energy. You bring it up in the deep aquifer, you inject it in a deep aquifer, so your water chemistries are the same. There's zero contamination for underground water. Now, what's that do for the environment? I'm not running my natural gas boilers because geothermal takes our whole heat load. So I got a natural gas boiler that consumes natural gas, emits emissions in the air, and those are just sitting there. So we've done three things actually. We're capturing heat from the Mother Earth free. We are not using natural gas, and we're not emitting emissions in the air. So it's a wonderful energy. Well, just last year we spent $6.5 million and drilled a new production well, 4,400 feet deep, and that included drilling a new injection well, 3,900 feet deep, and then connecting them through brand new piping, new heat exchangers, and the deep well operation is what we call a powerhouse. It's 174 degrees of water. It has 1,500 gallons per minute capacity at 100 psi. So what it did, it was such a wonderful renewable energy. It took away all of our boilers, natural gas boilers. So as you can see in the tour, yes, they're just sitting there. We run what they call a hydronic system in our facility, meaning we heat the facility water that goes to the facility, goes through ventilation systems and comes back, and we cool the building with chilled water. So that's hydronic. Heating side, my boilers did all of that work. They would heat that water, send it to the facility, heat it up, go back to the boiler. We don't use our boilers anymore. So geothermal does all of that for us. Geothermal was such a powerhouse in helping us get off fossil fuels and help save us money on natural gas. We looked at what else can we do. Then we got electric cars that we drive around. We have a gray water recycling in the laundry facilities that's saving us $220,000 a year on just dumping it down the drain. We're changing all of our incandescent lights out to LED lights. We're now looking into other areas, like we don't have styrofoam cups anymore. We have these reusable cardboard cups that you can throw away and you can recycle them. We have little signs in the room saying, to help conserve water, would you please use a towel more than once? So we've done a lot of things here. We're in the process of getting our LEED credits. We're shooting for a gold rating. Would geothermal give us a rating? Yes, it will. We don't know how many points, yes. Yeah. Our downside is that we're a casino and we allow smoking in the casino, and that's one of the handicaps of going for the LEED rating right now. That's our only hiccup in getting a LEED rating. Otherwise, we'd probably be around a gold right now. Well, it's a huge process. When you roundtable a geothermal operation that's going to cost millions of dollars, you bring in all kinds of experts. You bring in geologists, you bring in geothermal experts, you bring in mechanical engineers. You got to deal with permitting with the EPA, Department of Mineral, the city. You bring in the drilling companies. They bring in their specialists, mud specialists, water specialists. You have laboratories that have to test the chemistry of the waters. You got piping crews, excavating crews. So you're talking about 50, 60 individuals that are involved on this operation in all categories that I just mentioned to make this happen. So we hired about 3 more people to help watch it and control the operation. A lot of groups are now asking how green you are, and if you're green, then they'll come to your facility. And we feel that this will draw in a lot of new clientele, but we don't have those figures. Geothermal opened up our eyes to what reusable energy will do. It opened up our eyes that we don't have to run boilers, we don't have to buy natural gas, we don't have to contaminate the environment with emissions. We're saying, what else can we do now? Now it's really got us motivated to look into what else we can do to preserve the environment, at the same time provide energy to the facility that's natural made instead of human made. One of the disadvantages of geothermal is that it doesn't have the same government contributions as solar or as wind. You get rebates with solar or wind. We had 0 rebate with geothermal. We were able to write off some of our equipment, but that was it. Well, I don't think there's any other facility that has what we have. When you take utility companies out of the equation, and you just look at, let's say, a corporation, or if you look at a business, we're the only ones in the United States that has this geothermal system. We're the only ones that spent money to go down, drill down, and get it. And I think we're the only facility in the United States, if not, I won't say the world, but at least the United States, that is utilizing the geothermal heat source for what it's used for. And it heats this whole mega resort.